I watched basically every second of Victor Wembanyama in the NBA preseason. And probably a lot like you, my jaw was on the floor and I was rubbing my eyes trying to comprehend just what exactly I was witnessing. But it wasn't until I saw Wembanyama face off against the Golden State Warriors that I really understood the gravity of the situation and the type of monster the NBA is going to be dealing with during the Victor Wembanyama era. Maybe it was Wemby taking one step from under the basket to block Klay Thompson's three-pointer. Maybe it was the smothering defense on Andrew Wiggins that ended with a rejection, and Wiggins just throwing his arms up in frustration. Maybe it was the Wembanyama block on one end, and then him going coast to coast for a dunk while Steph and Klay looked on helplessly. Anyone could see from the Warriors' body language that they had come to the realization that this one man could spell the end for their dynasty. But for the Warriors and the rest of the NBA, there's a lot more to it than that. First though, welcome to the Half Court Report YouTube channel. My name is Troy. Please do me a solid and like this video and subscribe to the channel as well. I talk about everything NBA on this channel, so I would love to have your support in growing the channel. In 4 preseason games, Victor Wembanyama averaged 19.3 points, 4.8 rebounds, 1.5 assists, 2.8 blocks, and 2.8 turnovers in just under 21 minutes a game. He shot over 50% from the floor, 32% from 3, and over 85% from the line. Extend that out over 36 minutes, which is helpful if you want to get a full sense of what Wembanyama could do during a legit NBA game with legit game time minutes. Those numbers go to 33.4 points, 8.3 rebounds, 2.6 assists, 1.7 steals, and 5 blocks per game. Guys, if we're going to put this into context, last year in the French League, that's the league where Vic was named MVP and Defensive Player of the Year. In 34 games with the French League, he averaged 21.6 points, 10.4 rebounds, 2.4 assists, and 3 blocks. He shot 47% overall from the field and 27% from 3. This was all in 32 minutes a game. Now, it's safe to say the league he was playing in is more competitive than NCAA D1 basketball. And not only is the competition better, but Wembanyama was playing in one of the most physical leagues in Europe. You've heard players like Luka Doncic and Nikola Jokic come to the NBA from playing overseas, and they talk about how much easier it is to score in the NBA than it is in Europe. And I think we're going to be seeing the same thing with Victor Wembanyama. This is just a taste of what's ahead. I was also blown away by Wembanyama's defensive impact. Not only away from the basket, but also under the hoop. I remember he was bodying up Andrew Wiggins when they played Golden State. I remember he was putting a defensive clinic on Jalen Williams of the Oklahoma City Thunder. But because of his ridiculous length and the way he's able to cover so much ground as a defender, they didn't have a chance. Combine that with Wembanyama's incredible foot speed for a guy who's 7'4" and his 8-foot wingspan. It allows him to body up close to a guy, but he's still able to recover if the guy gets past him. He can swat away floaters, he can play the passing lanes like a boss, he can block three-pointers. Wembanyama just covers ground so quickly, and he defends so much space. And guys, this is only 4 games of preseason. In a few months, when the Spurs team gets more comfortable playing with each other, and then add in Greg Popovich, one of the best defensive minds in the history of basketball, this Spurs team is going to be insane to watch. I'm going to eat some crow here because I thought the Spurs would be a lottery team this year, but after what I've seen with Wembanyama in preseason, would not surprise me if they're competing for a spot in the play-in tournament. He just gets so much attention from the opposing teams that as his passing and playmaking develops, he's going to be able to find the open man and make the Spurs offense that much more deadly. Having Wembanyama serve as the offensive hub is going to be unstoppable, and I think is going to be a key step in Vic's development. Just imagine him getting double teamed And then there he is out there, 7'4", seeing over the defenders, using that 8-foot wingspan to just lift the ball up, pop it over their heads, find an open teammate for an easy lay-in or an open three-pointer. It is going to be amazing to see. And again, all these things are going to come in time, just like cleaning up the turnovers. Almost 5 per game per 36 minutes. Wembanyama also needs to work on his rebounding. I thought for sure we'd be seeing a double-double night after night, but that wasn't the case. And also in terms of improvement, Wembanyama will need to work on his three-point shooting. I think the 32% is fine for a player who's just coming into the NBA from overseas. But with Wembanyama's stroke, he looks like Kevin Durant out there sometimes. It's not crazy to think that in a few years, he could be 40% or more from beyond the arc. If he wasn't unstoppable already, that's going to make him unlike anything the NBA has ever seen, more so than what he already is. But these are all very fixable mistakes. In terms of what this first year looks like for Victor Wembanyama, is it crazy to think that he could be in consideration for Defensive Player of the Year? If anything, really wouldn't surprise me if he somehow makes it onto the first or second all-defensive team. And in terms of what his stats will be, I expect the Spurs will play Wembanyama somewhere in that 60 to 65 game range. If he has any sort of injury or isn't feeling 100%, I don't think the Spurs are going to risk it by putting him out there because they already have so much invested in Wembanyama. And sure, as the season goes on, he may hit that rookie wall, so it could be that his numbers later on in the year aren't as good as what they are beginning the year. But all that being said, I think averages of around 16 points per game, about 7 rebounds per game, and I think 2.5 blocks would be a very, very successful rookie season. I also expect his shooting to improve, and it would not surprise me if he's around that 36-37% range from 3 by the end of the year. So all in all, sure, Wembanyama has weaknesses to his game just like everybody else, whether it be lateral quickness or lacking the strength to bang in the paint right away, or maybe just his three-point shooting isn't exactly what we thought it would be right out of the gate. But the good news is that Wemby can work on those things, he can get better, and just like everyone else, it's going to take time, but he is in the perfect position to succeed. And I think within the next 5 years at this rate, and if injuries aren't an issue, Wembanyama could bring a couple more championships to the Spurs organization. Guys, that's what I think, but let me know in the comments what you think of Wembanyama. What do you think he's going to average? Drop those numbers below and let me know what you think. Since you've watched this far, be sure to drop a like for the YouTube algorithm. Hit that subscribe button too. Thanks for helping me grow the channel, and thanks for checking out some of the other videos that I have posted as well. I am super stoked for the NBA season. Going to be following it all right along with you guys, so make sure you are subbed up so you don't miss anything on the Half Court Report. I'll catch you next time, and have a great day.